Sorry about that, guys. We lost connection. We are about to be right back up and rolling in 1 second, man. Really apologize, y'all. It was a clear accident. I think my Cowboys family is still alive. Yeah, he is. I'm about to go right back in. So once again, y'all, apologize. It was an accident. And the conversation was getting really good too. So yeah, like I was saying, I guess my Cowboys family here come back in a minute.
What happened?
We are live right now. It went out for some reason, but we are live. Me and Dallas Cowboys football news are back in. My Cowboys family will probably come back. I don't know if he can or if he cannot because he's already live. So either way it goes, me and Dallas Cowboys news, football news, is just pick up where we left off. We were talking about Dak and what Dak pretty much got to do in 2018. And football news. What are your expectations from Dak?
Well, he had 23 his rookie year touchdowns. He had 22 in the 9 and 7 year. I want to see 25 plus touchdowns from Dak. I really do. I want to see 25 touchdowns from Dak Prescott. I want to know if he can, get over that 23, 22 hump of touchdowns because you need more than that in the NFL. And granted, he does have Zeke. He does have Zeke Elliott. He does, but I want to see him take that next level where he ain't dependent on a running back to make his craft work. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going into his third year. There's no excuses. I mean, how many more excuses can you have? Well, I want to see Dak Prescott flourish. And
my thing is, we gotta stop using. My thing is, we gotta stop using pressure as an excuse for Dak, man. Because people acting like Deshaun Watson ain't get sacked 10 times in a game and almost won the game. Like, that stuff irritates me. You can't keep bringing up pressure. He's a second-year quarterback. The first-year quarterback looked like a dang veteran, even though he was getting sacked. Look how poised he look in the pocket. People bring up, oh, he's athletic. He's more of a pocket passer than Dak, and he's faster. Like, come on, man. Stop all that, bro. Like,
game changer.
That's just in another excuse, man. You in the second year, you should be able to study tape over the all season. You should work on that. Your hot read, man. Come on now. You should learn all this. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, well, I'm not in the NFL. Let me change that. But I'm just saying.
You got a rebuttal for that?
No, I mean, he's just a typical Dak Prescott hater because Dez got cut. That's all it is.
I'm not hating on that. I'm speaking facts. Deshaun Watson got sacked 10 times. You cannot use that as an excuse, bro. You cannot use that as an excuse. There's plenty of quarterbacks get sacked, get back up, and still win games, man.
Dak Prescott and the Houston Texans
throws over 20 times.
Is two different quarterbacks. Deshaun takes those risks. He does. Dak Prescott don't. Dak Prescott hits the open route. But see, Dak Prescott's a very smart man, and we've seen it in his rookie year. He kneeled when he was supposed to kneel, so the clock kept running. He didn't throw the ball away, stuff like that. So Dak Prescott has it in his head. He's smart. But when you're getting hit 6 times in one game, come on, bro. I don't know if you ever played football in your life, but if you're a quarterback, even in high school football, if you're a quarterback, you get hit 6 times, your confidence is going to be shook. And this is a grown man, almost 300-pound man hitting you, and you're falling on your neck, bro. I mean, his confidence got shook, bro. I mean, come on now. Come on.
Bro, listen to this. Listen to this one time only. What does getting hit have to do with your confidence? When he throws over 20 times in a game, we only won like 2 games. We only won 2 games. So stop using that as he's a smart quarterback. So you telling me in that Green Bay game, he didn't throw the ball out of bounds to get Aaron Rodgers extra time. We've been through this, man. He threw the ball out of bounds. Stop the clock. What was the IQ on that?
Listen. Eli Manning, a two-time Super Bowl champion, gave us the game back in 2015. Players are going to make those mental mistakes, but Dak still has it in his brain. You're talking about one play. Dak Prescott still has a whole career ahead of him.
He has
You're talking
multiple
about a
plays like that.
second-year NFL player. You're
He doesn't have multiple
not
plays like
talking
that.
about a 10-year veteran, bro.
And why are you acting like he doesn't have multiple plays like that? I can name multiple plays like that. Come on now, I can name multiple plays like that. That's just one of the examples, man. That's not my point.
I can name plays where he did use his brain. I mean, it's a back and forth thing. But again, my opinion, you're a Dak, and your profile picture obviously proves you're a Dak hater because you got Mike White in there.
So what's your picture with Allen Hurns? Stop playing me, dog. Stop playing me. You trying to play me?
I didn't like that. I come out and say
okay, and I'm a Mike White fan. You always try to do that. You always try to do that.
But at the end of the day, you won't publicly say that you're not a Dak fan because that's just
I'm not a Dak hater. I'm not a Dak fan, but I'm not a Dak hater.
Okay.
You getting it twisted.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Game Changer said we got to stop using the sack thing for an excuse because he said Deshaun Watson got sacked 10 times. So he's saying putting Dak digression on him getting sacked is just an excuse because Deshaun Watson got sacked 10 times. My Cowboys family in 1980 just catching y'all up that he pretty much saying we got to stop using that an excuse. We got to stop like babysitting Dak. You feel like 2017 Dak digression there was an excuse for every Dak digression in 2017. There was an excuse for every interception. There was an excuse for every bad read. Game Changer said Dak needs to study more film. He need to learn his reads. He need to know when the time to call for an audible. But that's what we basically had. And if any one of you guys, got something to say about, Dak, his digressions last year, why you think he digressed.
You can argue real quick. You can argue why he's not calling audibles. How do you know that Scott Linehan gave him the power to audible out? Because there was a point in time.
Did he give him the power for the RPO? Did he let Dak choose that?
There was a point in time.
There's a certain system, though, that there's a certain progression that Dak follows. That's already been taught to him. That if the safety moves here, then he's going to run the ball, or if the safety moves there, then he's going to give the ball to Zeke. So it's kind of still a set. He's not really on his own.
I got you. So it's still pretty much a set thing that he can. Yes. Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Development. See, I still think that you got to look at this way. I don't know if you guys who you're comparing. I kind of was in the other chat talking to myself. But my thing is that I understand about the Dak excuses. I understand that, but it's not an excuse when you're looking at a guy who is still progressing. He's still developing. And if you have bad coaches, as we all agree, we do have, that it's hindering Dak's development.
Yeah, the system, yeah. That's true.
Well, I will tell you this. Dak Prescott wanted Kellen Moore to be his quarterback coach. So if Kellen Moore fails Dak Prescott, it's not Kellen Moore's fault. It's Dak Prescott's fault because that's who he wanted.
That's his choice. You were right. That's a good point. And again, I think that Dak should be on the hot seat. In fact, I think he is on the hot seat this year. Not necessarily that I think if he plays the QBR 4 rating like he did last year, through the halfway point of the season, I think that he's solid, man. I think he's solid. I don't think there was any issues last year. Had a couple bad games in the first half of the season, but he still kept it together. We won against the Redskins. He had one of the worst games of his career against the Redskins, but we beat them the second one. I'm just saying, my point is, it's not all about Dak. It's about the offensive line and Zeke.
19. Let me ask you this, man, brother. You watched the game for a long time, longer than me. What? Can we expect what we're really saying? Okay, what I'm asking is, Dak first year, excellent. Probably one of the best rookie years a quarterback can have. His second year took a step back. Okay, does it take 2 solid years for that third year to be good, or can Dak do it with 1 solid year, an okay year, and still be good in his third year? Or does it take 2 solid years of good? You know what I'm saying? And people say his number was good last year, but in my opinion, I don't think so. I think it was okay.
He could have been better.
Can we just expect him to go from down last year back up to 2016 or better? Can you do it that fast?
Quarterbacks, y'all know my philosophy on quarterbacks. I'd rather my quarterback sit on the bench for about 2 or 3 years to learn. Mm-hmm. Those are your best quarterbacks. I think we're being a little bit too hard on Dak Prescott too, because he's going into his third year. Everybody's forgetting that 2016 season, it was a just add water team. I've said it a million times in videos. It was Romo's team. It was already made for him. It was already, it was a team that was already built, offensive line already built. It took years to build that team. It took years to build that 2016 team roster to where it was that season. That's why you plug Dak in and you plug Zeke in, who could run the ball really good, had a good field view of running the ball, and the sky was the limit for us. And when 2017 came, all the off the field issues and the injuries and whole team, I think the whole team really needs a wake up call. Not just Dak and not just Zeke or Dez is gone, but I think the whole team needs a wake up call. This year is the year right here, the test for Dak Prescott. I'm not going to say Dak is on the hot seat. I'm not going to put it all on Dak because it's a coaching thing, it's a team thing. We all know how awful our front office is, so you really can't put it all on the players. Especially at the quarterback. But like I say, man, I just wish, like I said a couple of days ago, DJ, I wish that Romo would have came back and Dak would have sat. If Romo would have came back healthy and still had the will to play that 2016 season, Dak could have sat on the bench, learned from him, for about a season or two. And he'd have came in now. Now, this has been his first year playing. And he would have been more ready than he ever was more than 2016.
Brother, that's
see all the great quarterbacks, when you think about it, when you look, this world is so fast paced now. Everybody's want quick results. You press a button and you can get on the internet on your phone, or you press a button and you can get out your garage, or you press a button and you know what I'm saying, you can order online. Everything is quick and lazy now. Nobody works for anything anymore. People want quick, fast results. Mm-hmm. So they want Dak to get in here and work a miracle. Now, it's been 23 years since that miracle's happened. And everybody's waiting on poor little Dak to be like, oh, well, Dak, he's not accurate. Well, get him out. We got a replacement for him. Oh, okay. Can you do better? Can you get in there and do better? No. We're just speculating. We're talking with Cowboy fans, obviously. But you got to remember, man, all the great quarterbacks. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Who did he sit behind? Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Only a few quarterbacks got in there. It's because they had to. Like Michael Vick. Michael Vick had to. He was forced out there because they didn't have anybody. Exactly. Joe Montana sat behind Steve DeBird. Which in my view is the greatest quarterback of all time. Troy Aikman had to come in because we didn't have anybody. So Troy Aikman, he was lucked up to be behind the Great Wall of Dallas, where and Troy Aikman wasn't perfect either. Yeah, that first season he lined up behind Nate Newton talking about height, and like Nate Newton was like, man, I'm not the center. What you doing? Oh, my bad. Let me line up behind the center. Okay, height. You know what I mean? So it takes time, and I know it's hard for us Cowboy fans. We're running out of time and we're running out of patience because we're ready to win because it's been 23 going on 24 years. But quarterback is a very sensitive position, man. The most sensitive in the NFL, and you need to be sitting. You need to be sitting. That's why Romo was so good. They got Romo in there. Boom, 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 boom. Oh shit, we got a quarterback now. Hell, Romo been sitting on the bench, looking. So that's my thought on that, man.
Yeah, Tom Brady really stepped in and just took over Drew Bledsoe. That was Drew Bledsoe's team.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's a good point you made. Like Dak stepped in. He stepped into something that the Cowboys was building on. Romo told Jerry Jones, "Get me an offensive line."
Mm-hmm.
He told him straight up. Jerry Jones did it. He built him a team, and I still think, in my honest opinion, and I wasn't even a big Romo fan. Romo in that Green Bay game would have won that playoff game. He just would have knew what to do. That's just my opinion. So yeah. Anybody else got anything to say about Dak before we move on? Okay, cool. Nobody. So yeah. What's his name again? Let me see his name. I don't want to get his name wrong. Say What You Like Sports Podcast asked earlier. How many sacks, not Tank, but how many sacks does the defense get, period? I'm gonna say 26.
Fuck. He said 26.
I'm gonna say 26 because I see Tank getting about between 16. I see Tank getting 16. I definitely see Taco with 4. If Crawford is there, he can pull out 3. Now, if we got Randy Gregory, I'm going to say 27, 28.
I think we can go higher.
It's kind
I
of
think
low. That's low.
I think we can go
that's
30.
not enough sacks.
Yeah, I think we get 15 from Tank. We get another 10 or 12 from Irving inside. You forget about Irving.
Wait a minute. Y'all saw my starting front four. It was Tank on one side, Gregory on the other, and then Irvin and Taco in the middle.
Yeah.
but you look for Crawford. Look for Crawford. Well, he's supposed to be playing the defensive end. He might be playing some inside as well. I don't know. We'll see. I love that lineup.
Can they please keep him at one position? I am tired of moving him. Like, what do you play? What do you play? What position?
What I heard is that he's supposed to be losing like 60 pounds to play right end, I guess, right defensive end.
60.
So 1980. What's your number? I say 27. What's your number?
If they do it right, I say about 34. Ooh. If they do it right with the talent that they got, they can get after it. They do it right, they can get in the 30s.
Okay, my Cowboys fans, you said 30.
Yeah. Well, I said easily. I mean, 30. Look, if you put Tank with 15 and you put, let's say, Irving with 10, that's 25. Right there. So if you throw a couple more in there with Taco, you throw a couple more in there with Randall Gregory, throw a couple more in there with some of our corners and safeties blitzing, we're gonna get a couple of sacks here. Our linebacker's Jalen Smith's gonna get a sack in there. I'm just saying, you're gonna get 35. I think easy if we do it. Like I agree with 1980, 35 to 40 if we do it right. If we do it right. Listen, this is Chris Richard's defense. When the passing game comes, he's taking over. He's going to get aggressive, not only in the backfield, in the defensive backs. He's going to get aggressive with the linebackers. He's going to push it so that we use pressure to make sure we dismantle and rattle offenses.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to come from the front line.
Yeah, he's gonna be our new coordinator in about a year or two.
Sir.
I guarantee you that. He's trying to revamp this defense.
Football news. How many sacks you see coming from our defense, brother?
All right. Real quick to touch on what my Cowboys family said. I had the privilege to see Tyron Crawford in 2016 before they played the Buccaneers. He was huge. During the draft, I took a tour of the Star in Frisco, and I seen Tyron Crawford is about 3 feet in front of me, and that guy has slimmed down a lot already. So just to touch on what my Cowboys said, yeah, Tyron Crawford has slimmed down a lot. Now, go into your question, Crown J. Super Bowl winning teams have 40+ sacks. Look it up. I don't even got to tell you, but Super Bowl winning teams have 40+ sacks. Now, if the Cowboys want to go to that level, they got to get 40+. Now, the 26, that's too low. But I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but you have to get 40 sacks or more to be a Super Bowl winning football team, and history showing that. And so the Dallas Cowboys will get 40+.
Wow. Big numbers. Game changer. How many sacks you see, man, from our defense?
112. No, I'm just playing. I say the 38. Cause last year we had about 36 and we just got better, you know what I'm saying? Like we just added what's the old dude name from the Jets? What's his name?
Coney Ely.
Yeah, we just picked up Coney Ely. Randy Gregory just reinstated. Back. Yeah, Tapper. Gregory. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about Tapper, but Taco will get more time. You know what else? You know, Irvin will be a force in the middle.
Remember, he's playing a full season now, hopefully.
Yeah, don't forget about don't sleep on Jahar Ward. So that's my
Oh
thing.
Lord.
Also, the Tone Jones.
Oh man.
I forgot about him. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about him. But
One
yeah.
technique in the middle. Yeah.
We got a lot of good pass rushers, especially with Chris Richard being our passing game coordinator. Like we can get about 36, 38 in that range. Yeah,
So
that's my
pardon
take.
me for saying 25. Pardon me for saying 25. Okay, so help me out, right? We got Tank is gonna be on the left. Do we know? I mean, did Randy Gregory, did he apply for reinstatement today? Like, what's up with that, y'all? Do y'all know?
Yes, he officially applied for reinstatement. Roger Goodell has 60 days to review it. And I mean, and I'm going to tell you right now, Crookdale is going to use every bit of that 60 days. And I don't think he's going to go through it all personally. I'm sure they have legal teams that's going to read, you read 500 pages, you read 500 pages, and then they're going to brief Crookdale what they've read. And again, guys, it could be, it could be misconstrued what they say because they did that to Zeke Elliott. Because I mean, there was reports that Roger Goodell didn't even read half the stuff that they presented in Zeke's case. So keep that in mind too. Randy Gregory has a star on his helmet. He already has his third suspension. He's banned from the football league. So and everything's about an image these days. If Randy Gregory comes back, how will he represent the Shield? How will he represent the Dallas Cowboys? So keep that in mind. They're also thinking about that too.
Okay. Well, I just want the guy back. Like I say, I talk about the guy like he got a bend like no other man. The guy, he can get around a tackle like he's almost unstoppable, man. But let's move on to one of the more controversial topics amongst us, and it's cornerback. Byron Jones. Um, Football news. You've been very big and highly on expressing why you think he will play the number one corner. So I'm going to ask you again. What was your initial like? Okay, they're going to put him at number one corner, and do you want him at number one corner? Although he has played good at slot.
Listen, well, the reason why I make it a case for CB1, y'all can call me crazy, but you have to look at what Chris Richard likes. During his interview, they said, well, if you look at the undrafted free agents they brought in, yeah, they're undrafted free agents, but the whole point of it is they're 6 foot or taller. They're not 5'10", they're not 5'11" corners. Richard loves him some tall corners. Richard Sherman 6'3", and if you look, Richard Sherman probably has about 5 to 6 more pounds of muscle than Byron Jones. But at the same, and he's about 1.5 inches shorter than Richard Sherman. But he loves the tall corners on the outside that play physical, pound you in the chest. A 5'10" corner can't do that. No offense to any 5'10" corners out there, 1980, but in the NFL, you can't. I mean, that's not what Chris Richard likes. And based on a resume, what I see on Chris Richard, what he did with the Legion of Boom, and what he's bringing in now for what the Dallas Cowboys are doing now with Chris Richard, it only makes sense that he plays CB1. Yeah, you might throw, oh, you're crazy, you know what you're talking about. But guess what? It's a whole new coach. It's a whole new ball game. And with Joe Baker and the other cornerback coaches, sure, he might have failed at safety. He might have played great as a rookie playing the slot. But, I mean, he's more mature. He knows his defense inside and out. And I think he does have the athletic ability to play CB1. And I think Chris Richard sees that because you're not going to move a guy from safety to corner without big big aspirations of him doing. You're not going to move you just don't do that. Now, that's why I think Byron Jones will be CB1 under Chris Richard.
Okay. My Cowboys family, what you think, man?
Thank you for that. Because I mean, as you know, I'm on the other side of this. I mean, I love Byron Jones. Last year, he was one of my hopeful breakout players. So I think he's actually a leader in that backfield, especially him being one of the older guys there now and taking over this secondary with people like Nolan Carroll, who are trash, and other guys who, Robert Blanton, these guys, he was the only stable piece back there until the middle of the season. So I love Byron Jones. With that being said, I understand what Dallas Cowboy Football News is saying. I agree with what he says about what Chris Richard said in his interview. But again, in his interview, he also said that Jordan Lewis is an exception. There are some exceptions. And Jordan Lewis is one of those exceptions. He plays with that fire, with that intensity. You can't just teach that. I don't care how tall or big you are. You got to play that way. And 1980 knows this. It's not just about just the build. He likes certain guys. There's certain guys that he likes in his style of play. I agree. I understand it had to be built a certain way. But Byron Jones is one of those guys. But so is Awuzie, has the mentals on it. The Jordan Lewis has the coverage skills, the intensity on it. I'm telling you, and you saw it in the All or Nothing. He didn't care about who he was covering, Dez, whoever. He was going to talk trash and get in their head and try to. And that's the kind of guy that Chris Richard loves. So he loves both these kind of guys. And I think that when you look at Byron Jones, his with him as he's been playing in the NFL as a cornerback and as a safety, he covers the tight ends. At safety, he's going to cover them in the slot. He's going to cover the tight ends. He's going to cover the slot guy, be physical with them, like you're saying, because these other two guys had done great in the last 6 games of the year. Both these cornerbacks, Lewis and Awuzie, played fantastic down the stretch for the most part. They made some mistakes, still, young guys, whatever, but they played great down the stretch. I think they're going to be. I foresee them being the starters with Byron Jones being all 3 of them being starters. I try to make this point that our defense is going to have most of the time. I don't care what we start with. We might start with a 4-3 for 4 plays. But after that, we're going to go nickel pretty much 75-80% of the game or dime. My point is you're going to see Byron Jones out there more than some linebackers. So Byron Jones is a starter just as much as Awuzie or Lewis is. They're all 3 are going to be starters. CB1, we can talk about CB1, CB2, CB3 all day. It doesn't matter. I just think they're all going to be on the field playing whoever they need to cover and whoever Chris Richard wants them to give them trouble to, and they're all going to be physical. All going to play press coverage. I think we're going to be fine with whoever is CB1.
1980, man. This is your specialty, man. Cornerback, brother. Byron Jones. From what we've seen, do you think he's better at CB1 or in the slot? Your mic
cricket.
All right, while he got his mic muted, game changer. What you think, man? Byron Jones is CB1. Oh, he's back. There you go.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry about that, guys.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. Byron Jones, I think he is, to me personally, because I watched a lot of games last year and the year before, and he had a hard time keeping up with tight ends. And cornerback, you gotta his footwork. I'm just worried about his footwork. Now, footwork and speed is something that you're gonna have to have. I mean, I can't remember. I think he had a pretty good 40 time when we drafted him. But agility wise, you really need that. And I think he's probably a better slot. I would have taken him still at free safety, because when you keep switching positions like this, now he has to go back to the drawing board and learn it all over again. When you got guys already there that have already been babying and nurturing that position, that are to me more qualified than Byron Jones. Now, Byron Jones is a hell of an athlete, and maybe old boy can find something in him that I don't see or you don't see or whatever. But my two corners are Chidobe and Lewis. Those are my 2 corners. And hell, I had Anthony Brown in the slot in the nickel. And I still had Byron Jones back at free. I think that's where he belongs. But regardless of if, Football News, you were right about, what he was saying. He likes tall. But if you don't have it, the tallest DB we got probably is Byron Jones, I think. Shit. So, you can like chocolate chip cookies, but, if they don't taste good, you ain't got to eat them. So he if you don't have it, what can you do? They're not going to fall out of the sky. Byron Jones to me is a safety, not a corner. Like seriously, we got enough corners. They will find out. Like I always say, let the pads do the talking, and he will find out who his starting cornerbacks are when the season starts. That's the bottom line. I don't think Byron Jones is going to be one of them.
Wow. Okay.
Because if you can't keep up with tight ends, now he might be working his ass off right now, and I hope he is. And if he can prove me wrong, please do. I want him to be the next Rod Woodson or Aeneas Williams or maybe Dion. I doubt it, but until then, that's how I feel about it, because that's what I've seen. His footwork is very bad, and when you have bad foot, just like my coaches used to tell me when I played ball, when you got bad footwork, we're gonna put you back there as safety. Let the cornerbacks have the good footwork, because cornerbacks, you gotta have that footwork. You can run a 4-2, you can run a 4-1, you can run a 4 flat, but if you don't have that agility and footwork, you can still get burnt. You can still get beat. You might catch up, but you can still get beat.
Okay. Good points, man. Good, real good points. Game changing, man. What you see Byron Jones at, man?
I think we can put him at like different positions. We can mix it up. We can put him in the slot. We can put him in the outside. I think we can mainly use him for man situations, because he's not that. He doesn't play zone well. I'll say that. He doesn't play zone well. I think we should use him in man situations, and we can use his versatility. He can play inside, outside. He can blanket. I don't see what I know 1980 played DB. I know he did. But to me, he blankets anybody he covers. That's just what I see. And I'm not trying to start nothing, but that's just what I see.
No, you good.
I see him blanket anybody he covers, and he has that pursuit speed. Anytime it looks like he's beat, he'll catch up, use his long arms, his speed, knock it away. So yeah, we can use his versatility at both positions, but I think mainly for man situations, not zone situations.
Okay. I got a question, y'all. We talked about that. We talked about the team, pretty much all the bigger positions. Before we get into coaching, do we expect? This is probably a no. This is probably a crazy question, but do we expect 16 games from Sean Lee?
No.
Lord.
Man.
You guys got my no?
Yeah.
File?
Yeah, we got it.
I'm gonna say I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
No.
I'm gonna say this.
So.
We got one thing the Dallas Cowboys had problems with is hamstrings. One thing Sean Lee has problems with is hamstring concussions. But with him being moved at the linebacker position that he is now, concussions isn't an issue for him. He hasn't had one since he moved to that position. Now hamstrings, everybody on our team has had a hamstring injury at some point in their career, besides the new players like Dak and stuff, right? So you look at it, okay. So they get rid of that. Look at the strength and conditioning coach. They bring in the one from the Patriots. So that's Sean Lee's main issue, is those soft tissue issues. Now the Dallas Cowboys addressed that, and they brought in new staff, new strength and conditioning coaches. Sean Lee's the type of guy that he does what he's told. So if those coaches or if that new staff tells them, this is what we got to do because of this, and this is why you're tweaking it, then this is what we got to do for you. And if I'm putting my coins in those strength and conditioning coaches to do the team the right way, and I'm hoping that the hamstring issues get taken care of, because it's not just Sean Lee. I mean, Cole Beasley, Morris Claiborne had him every time he turned around. So
our rookies last year.
You're right. So I'm putting my faith in the new strength and conditioning coaches to get these hamstrings fixed, because everybody on this team has had a hamstring injury at one point or another. And that's Sean Lee's. big problem is that hamstring. So I'm thinking he will play 16 games because we got new strength and conditioning coaches.
Well, okay, that's good. Let's talk about Jalen Smith. He said he can be better than he was at Notre Dame. I'm not going to question what the kid think he can do, but because he knows his talent, he knows what he's capable of. So who am I to question that? But what I'm going to say is, I hope he doesn't always continuously tell the media, "Oh, I'm 100%. Oh, the knee is fine or whatever. Oh, no bracelet this year. I'm going to be better than I was at Notre Dame." I hope he doesn't continue. I'd rather him just go and do it. So our expectations aren't there because people are so petty and nitpicking. They will literally go pull up his numbers from Notre Dame, his best year at Notre Dame, and compare him to this year. They're like, "Well, you wasn't that good. We're going to expect more." When you talk like that, we're going to expect that. So I really wish he would just be quiet and said that he feels a lot better than he did last year. I would accept that because if you go out there and you get beat by a running back, we're going to say, "Oh, he don't look like he 100%. Oh, this ain't better than the game. Oh, he ain't playing better than me. Oh, he's still missing holes. Oh, he's still shooting the wrong gaps." So I'm glad that he's confident. I'm glad that he's feeling the way he's feeling. But I just hate that the way he's saying it, it's just like, I don't know, man. I just have a bad feeling about it. Like, I want Jaden to ball out. But saying I'm gonna be better than I was at Notre Dame, like this is NFL, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
DJ, I think what he said, the thing I agree with you, except for the fact that I think he did say that the way I think he improved is just learning the game week by week, and every day he's gotten better with the NFL, development, coaching. Again, our coach is bad or good. It's a different level of a different system, a different way of doing things in the NFL. So by him learning those things, I think that's where he said he saw himself as being better. When he clarified it, the quote was, I'm going to be 100% better than I was at Notre Dame, or whatever he said. He's going to be better than Notre Dame 100% is what he said. And then he said after that, he said, every day I keep learning more and more about NFL type defensive schemes and offensive schemes. So it's improved my. I think that's where I've improved the most. I think that's what basically he was saying. So even though I agree with you that, I don't want to see players saying they're going to just be better than they ever were in their history, in their lives, after injuries like he's had, that scares me. Yeah. But at the same time, I do think that I see where he's doing it to get confidence, and at the same time, I think he also knows that that he has the mentality now that he's learned and grown with 2 years with Sean Lee guiding him, with 2 years with Marinelli guiding him, with 2 years with Everfluss guiding him, and now with Chris Richard taking over the reins. I just think that he's learned enough for 2 years. Played great last year with the situation he was in. This year, I can understand his confidence. I agree. I don't want to jinx him. I don't want to overdo it, but I think that his mental state of playing football is just, not just for the injury. I'm talking about learning football is where he said his improvements, why he's a better player now than he was before.
All right, here we go. Check this out.
I'll be right back, guys.
I think we're overlooking Jalen Smith was a rookie last year, no matter how you slice and dice it.
Agreed.
And out of the first 10 games, he made rookie mistakes. Now, Jalen Smith has the intelligence, the athleticism, and the mindset to learn from mistakes. And everything that we've called him out on, the bad holes, this and that and the other, he's going to learn from it. Not like my Cowboys family said, he does have Sean Lee right there to guide him. But guess what? Sean Lee is going to have to teach Leighton Vander Esch some stuff too. So, having said all that, it's his second NFL career at playing, okay? So, last year he was a rookie, and the first 10 games showed it. I like his mindset. I like his confidence. I like where he's at mentally because the injury he had, anybody could have gave up on football. Anybody could have gave up on life, especially at the level that he's at or where he was at right there in Notre Dame at the Fiesta Bowl. So, I like where he's at, and he can say whatever he wants, but action speaks louder than words. And I'm trusting that his second year playing NFL football, it will improve.
1980. What are your expectations up on Jalen Smith, or you're just like, man, I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen?
Kind of a little bit of both. I like him. I think he's a good talent. I think he has an eye for the position. He showed greatness at Notre Dame. He was always around the ball. He's a ball hawking linebacker. But that foot was, bothering me, and really bothering him because it's his foot. So, but I just want to be 100%. I'm all about let the pass do the talking. Anybody can talk. You can talk a big game, but you got to get out there and show us. You got to get out there and show us on the field. That's where it all matters. I mean, everybody's going to be expecting more because you've had a year to kind of heal up and, or 2 years, really. Yeah, 2 years to kind of heal up. And, obviously he played a lot last year, but he was tiptoeing a lot last year too and hitting the wrong gaps. And, those are rookie mistakes, like Football News just said. But I'm pretty sure he's been watching film all season and, looking at things and going over things and, that we don't even know about. So hopefully he'll be a lot better this year. And I just want to be 100% and be the player that I know that we know he can be.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Game changer. What are you expecting out of Jalen Smith this year? Well, I guess game changer stepped away for a minute. So, like I said, pretty much for me, man, I'm looking for a very improved kid. I'm looking for a kid that has really studied this game in this off season, and because a lot of these guys do, I'm always gonna praise Simp for this. Simp made a good point. Give all them rookies, everybody, undrafted free agents, give them all blank gray helmets. Don't give them no damn star.
There you go.
Don't give them that damn star in training camp. Because everybody just be happy to be a part of the damn Dallas Cowboys. Their Instagram is just full of Cowboys gear. They just so happy. And righteously so. You feel me? A lot of these young black guys from the ghetto, from the hood, grew up with nothing. They finally get a check. You know what I'm saying? A very nice damn check. And they get to do what they love the most. And that's play football for money, which is take care of your family, man. Afford the house you always wanted. Stuff like that. So I'm happy for them.
Yep.
But at the same damn time, do your job. Don't just be happy to have that damn helmet and take a picture and put it on your Instagram, like finally made it. Because if that was a blank damn helmet without that star, you would not put it on Instagram.
Right.
This team has a reputation. The Big D, Cowboys, the $1 billion playpen. Jerry Jones had put such an emphasis on being a Dallas Cowboy that everybody come here has the big head automatically. And I'm tired of it, man. I just want this team to realize that it's really a privilege to play with any team. I know there's a Cowboys model, but it's a privilege to play with any team because there's a lot of guys out there that were great that never got the chance. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they had to skip college because they had to help mama take care of home and raise their younger siblings. Yep. I know a lot of guys like that. I know a lot of guys that was good enough to make it but couldn't do it because they had to stay home and help mama. They couldn't go to college. Yeah. So it's a privilege to step on that field. It's a privilege for you to be able to put that helmet on. All of them guys deserve a damn blank gray helmet until they learn the playbook, until they respect every player, until they know every player. Every player that's been there before them in their position, they should know how that player moves. They like, oh, okay, Byron Jones, this is what he do when the quarterback rolls this way. If you play Byron's own position, you should know what Byron Jones does. If you play Sean Lee, Van Der Esch should know. Even though they don't play the same position, he should know. Like Tyron Smith said, him and Leary, they didn't have to talk. It's just certain things they did. It was a nod. It was a thigh slap. They just knew. You got to learn to link with that. These teams don't know each other, man.
No.
The rookies hang with the rookies, and the guys that been there alone, that's who they hang with. You know what I'm saying? You never see these guys clicking together, man, and that's what's wrong with it, man. And that's why on the All or Nothing, that coach always had them guys hugging, but it was nothing because after the hug was over, everybody was back to their normal crew. We know what crew. Tank and Crawford was basically a two-man crew. They really didn't have friends on the team. And that's what a lot of these guys get confused. Like, they come in here and they get this helmet and become part. Even the guys on the practice squad, hell, they just happy to be there, man. They just happy to be a part of the team. So my thing is, bro, I'm just expecting this team to really become a family, to really learn one another, learn everything they can about football. If y'all watch all of that, y'all saw when the season was over, Sean Lee was in the film room. This is a veteran.
Yeah.
Sean Lee was in the film room. While I saw Lance Lenore and Noah Brown at the house playing 2K. You see why a
No,
lot of these guys be
that
on
was
their
Taco and
heels?
Jordan Lewis. Taco and Jordan Lewis. But yeah. But I know what you mean. Like some guys are working on stuff. Some guys
They
were not.
they can't have a little fun though. You know what I'm saying?
You're not
A
missing.
little-
You're missing
is,
my
man.
point. That's not my point.
Nah.
That's not my point. That's not my point.
Yeah.
No,
That's not-
I can't. I probably came in too late. That's probably why.
Yeah, brother. Let me tell you something about fun, brother. When you make the money they making, bro, fun will come your way.
Yeah.
But when it's time to play ball, when you wasn't your best, especially Taco should have been in the sim beside Sean Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I'm not clowning them. I'm just saying what it takes to be great. When the Panthers lost, it was footage of Cam Newton out there working the next day. When the Cowboys lost, Beasley dropped the fucking album.
Yeah.
It's just levels. This is about what you really want to do. Do you really want to win, or are you just happy to be here?
Hey, can I say this though? Can I say this? So yeah, Cam Newton did. Yeah, he worked the next day. Then they didn't make the playoffs the next season. I just had to say that.
No, I'm saying this past season. This just happened again when they was done this year. After the next day, he was back out there working. And Beasley dropped the album.
It's a level of it's a new generation. You know, it's a level of professionalism that you have to keep. I never forget, like I've said this before, but I remember the 49ers had just won a Super Bowl. And, Steve Young went back up there to clean out his locker and everything. And he looked out the field and saw somebody out there running. He's like, who the hell is this out here running? And Jerry Rice was out there running routes by himself, routes, throwing the ball to himself. They had just got through winning that's when they got Dion. That's when they got Dion and they beat us in that NFC Championship game. And Dion came and he all prime timed out and got his little golf cart with prime time in the practice. And Jerry Rice like, ho man, we don't play that here. Like, we're all grown men. You can do your thing. Ride your Lamborghini and all that stuff. But right now, it's about excellence here. It's about winning. And that's what Jerry Rice. That's why Jerry Rice is the #1 player of all time, because he was a workhorse. It was all the time. He wanted to win. He wanted to win. He wanted to win. And that's why the 49ers were so good in the 80s and a little bit in the 90s too. He wanted to win. And that's what Jimmy Johnson was all about when we came here. Winning, 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 winning. We got to have the right guys in place to win. And now you got these grown kids out here. You got these grown kids, they getting in trouble. They going to jail. They getting with the wrong girls and they not married. And see, when you're not married and you're young, you ain't got no responsibility. So you go out there, you party, you mess around. Just like you said, DJ, these guys they're now living a lifestyle that they never lived before. They're out of the ghetto. They're out of the hood. So now they get to go. Now they have easy access to the club and easy access VIP, and that temptation of it, they can't get out of it. Sean Lee, I didn't watch All or Nothing because I didn't want to see it. But like you said, Sean Lee was in the film room. That's a veteran, man. So he's a man. He's a grown man. There's a difference between a man and a grown man. You get what I'm saying? So grown man want to win. Grown man done been here before. He probably done partied a little bit when he first got on. He got all that out of the system. Boom, like the video I made the other day when you can't tell young folk nothing. Young folk, oh, I know everything. They know everything, but they get in all the trouble. You know what I mean? So these guys, until they get out of that I know stage, that's when you become a man. That's when you become a winner. It's bottom line. And I was young. I was young once. I was there. I was Florida State. I was at Florida State, partying all the time, doing my own thing. Boom. One thing led to another. I'm back at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm playing arena football and trying to get back into it. All that stuff. So it's what you make of it. It's what you make of it. Your life is what you make of it. You can sit around here and I know everything, but it's about what you do on that field and what you allow. You got to get it. You got to grow up real fast. It's a grown man's game. You got to grow up real fast. And see these grown kids that's being drafted to the NFL, they're grown kids. They can wear them suits on draft day, like they clean cut and got the best barber in the country and cutting on their hair and stuff like that. But what you gonna do on that field and help your team get to a Super Bowl? You get what I'm saying? So that's
well, here's my problem. In 2011, the new CBA agreement came in, and the football mentality, like I know 1980 brings up the past. I mean, he was a water boy for the Dallas Cowboys, and he could probably contest to this. They had full padded practices almost every day. You know, the NFL only allows 14 fully pad practices during the course of a season, and 11 of those opportunities have to be between week 1 and week 11. So the football mentality, what football is made for, hard hitting, they can't do that. So the
health code changed too. But I get what you're saying. The health code changes because motherfuckers have fallen out, you know, in the heat and shit like that. Why you think the Cowboys go to Oxnard to practice? They don't practice. It's too damn hot here. It's 100 plus. It's 106, 107 every day. They don't practice at Valley Ranch, but I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's why they because of health code.
But you know, there's indoor facilities. There's a nice indoor facility out of Frisco. And it has some damn good air conditioning over there. But what I'm saying is the football mentality isn't there anymore because the practices are too soft. You're going to tell me there are 16 games in a season and you can only full pad practice 14 times and 11 of them have to be done between week 1 and week 11? That's mind-blowing to me. Like, it's just a whole new era for football in the National Football League. And you know, these guys, you know, they'll play their video games. You know, they'll drop a rap out because it's totally different from 20 years ago. It's a different animal.
Wait a minute. A lot of before y'all rebuttal, let me say this. Football news. I'm just not rebuttal, but Deion Sanders had an album and music video.
Yeah, he did.
Must be the money.
Oh, go ahead.
Super Bowl ring too.
No, but when Prime was playing football, they had full padded practices almost every day. So that mindset, that football hunger was there.
I disagree. I don't think fully padded football practice has to do with anyone's work ethic. I don't believe that.
It has a lot to do with it because if you go ahead, 1980.
Go ahead. No, I'm just saying. You know, when guys, okay, like I made a video about Cole Beasley coming out with the album. He has more to worry about than, you know. Now, if he wants to do that, that's his business. I don't care. I don't care what Cole. He can, you know. I don't give a damn if he wants to come out with an album. You know, yada yada yada. That's his business. He's a grown man. My thing is, it's the way the media hyped it up. I'm like, okay, we got to win some Super Bowls. You know, like Shaq came out with an album, couple of albums. Shaq had a pretty okay rap career, but Shaq had 3 championship, you know, rings. Even Kobe, Deion Sanders. These guys got Deion Sanders. Look at his resume. I mean, he was one of the greats at Florida State and all-time greats at Florida State, and Atlanta, and just these guys are. And then when you say Cole Beasley, you're like, I mean, shit, that motherfucker ain't won nothing. I mean, we haven't, you know, that's the least of our issues right now as a, you know, but the game has changed. The toughness has changed in the game, but obviously they've changed a lot of rules since, you know, Mike Singletary days and Lawrence Taylor and shit like that. So you really can't you really can't expect players to be like that anymore because it's just times have changed. You know what I mean? So it's a prima donna league now. That's just the way it is. You know, there's nothing we can really do about it. But it's like I just said, it's up to you as a player to go that extra mile, to go the extra mile and focus, keep the focus and win. And, you know, you play to win. You don't play to get paid. You know, oh, we get the check. Oh, okay. We lost though, man. You know, like Michael Irvin say, oh, hey, this is the guy that didn't want to win. Boom, boom, boom. Let's mark him off. He said, "Oh, when we won that last game, when we lost that last game, he said, "Oh man, don't worry about it. We'll get the check, you know." But that's the type of league we live in now, man. So that's what it is.
Okay, my Cowboys family, man. How you feel about the whole it's such an internet savvy trend type of thing to just flash who you are and not win nothing. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I know they got lives outside of this shit, but when you come off a bad season, I want to know that you give a shit about it. And when a fan asks you something, you don't blow up about it. So how do you feel about this generation of football? How it seems like a lot of these guys really don't give a shit about winning.
Yeah, that is a tough question to answer because I mean, I do believe something. I just can't group them in the generalization like that. Like, like all these players are just not really into winning. I will say this.
No, right. Not all of them.
Yeah, well, with the social media thing, it changes things. And like 1980 said, not just with the rules of the NFL, but then the social media situations, that's just opening up a whole new can of worms. So with these players were doing these things, guys, Lawrence Taylor is doing coke every night. Michael Irvin was doing coke and hookers every night. We know the deal, guys. So
Exactly.
we just didn't see it back then.
Oh, that's true.
See it back then.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Lawrence Taylor, you just said it. You just said they did coke every night, right? Michael Irvin. Look at these names that you're naming. They got Super Bowls.
Fantastic players, exactly.
See what I'm saying?
I agree.
I'm not saying I'm not making it right. I'm not making it right. It's wrong. No, hell no. Like I said, I've never did any type of drug, smoke, drink in my life. But it just wasn't in my household. It wasn't around me. I was an athlete, so I had to keep myself focused and everything. But what you just said, these guys, they were still winners. That's how much they love the game. You see, there was no social media back then.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the Deion Sanders point that was made. That they still won, even though they had their albums, even though they did their thing, even though they did the wrong things. That the same guys do this now in day and age. They do this. The only difference is it's more in the mainstream. It's not everyone sees every motion, everything you do. Yep. And that's, I think, where you see. I think people think it's changed. It's just the same. It's just uncovered now. And that's I think that we and myself included, man. Listen, I jump on Cole Beast. I don't give a damn. He said most of his album songs were done in 2016. I don't give a damn because in 2017, you telling me for a whole year he didn't work on this thing. He did what, 3 songs? That's it. No, I believe it's still on his mind. It's still it's still in his mind. He's had the right to do it. I'm not disagreeing with that, but just you got to expect those. I do think you have to expect those things when you are showing yourself to be doing this album, and then you had one of your worst seasons of your career. So I just think that he needs that they have to be aware of this a little more. But yeah, I mean it's a different time, and it's more difficult now with the less padded. You have to wear and then you can't lose. You guys made about the rule about the padded practices. Yeah, but all the teams have the same deal. It's not just our team; it's all the teams. So we all in the same boat. It's just become a little bit. It's for the safety of the players, which is good. But I understand where it loses some things. You could say it makes them pussifies them. I don't know, whatever you want to say. But the thing is that in the end, all the teams are being done this way. So everyone's in the same boat. The salary cap puts everybody in the same boat for the most part. So my point is that you got to be creative. It's a new time than it was back then, and and it's made it safer for the players. But at the same time, players themselves have to also be cautious about what they do because times have changed. You just can't do cocaine with 15 prostitutes and think you're gonna get away with it. Someone's gonna catch you. Not like Michael Irvin and LT in the old days. And those are the superstars I'm talking about. That I agree. They made it.
Yeah, it's just like and I say, dude, these guys got their own life. They got the money and the luxury to afford whatever they want. That's cool. That's fine. That's your private shit. But what we want to see as fans, we want to know that you give a damn about 9-7. Because nobody on that fucking roster. Nobody on that fucking roster in the offseason showed us they gave a damn about 9-7, but they showed us every other goddamn thing in their life. They showed us every other goddamn thing in their life. And Beasley gonna say, I'm a rapper that just happens to play football. Do you hear me? He said, I'm a rapper that just happens to play football. Are you? this is the shit I'm talking about. I don't
I
know
agree
shit
with you,
about their
DJ.
lives.
That pisses me off too. I agree 100%. But I see you say about these guys, these players. Listen to the players that I think about, and Rico Gathers is one of them. Rico, Noah Brown, Lance Lenore. These guys are out there practicing with David Robinson, that wide receiver guru. You got to give it. This is on their off days, so I'm giving them props. I'm giving Taco props. I'm giving Tapper. Oh no, I know. I'm just saying for the Cowboys, we actually have a small core of players that are actually really, whether it's at the star or with specialists, they're working their asses off. So I gotta give the Cowboys credit. Like when I criticize them and I see them making up, they're out. At least Rico's out there working his skills, trying to get better, and I like that. So at least he's making albums. I like that he's doing that. Yeah, I agree with you though. They gotta seem like they care more. And then when I see Noah Brown on this list, when I see Rico Gathers on this list, even Lance Lenore might not even make the team. I got new respect for them because they are giving it that extra effort. I want to see that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you this though. Whenever I was touring the Star, though, one of the guys touring us asked our tour lady, "Is this part of like the mini workouts and stuff like that?" She said, "No, this is all very voluntarily." There was a lot of players on the practice field. Even Lance Dunbar was out there. He ain't part of the team, but there was a lot of players out there.
Preview right there for you
on the field, and there was a lot of players in the Dallas Cowboy workout room. Putting in work all voluntarily, so I take that for what it is.
That's good.
Yeah, right. I'm not. I think y'all guys missing my point. Like, that's not my point. Like, I'm on Instagram every day and Twitter. I see all these guys just working out. I love it, dude. Like, I love it. But my thing is, everything that our team showed us after 9-7 was like, whoo, so glad that over with. I can start my rap career. Ooh, I'm glad that over with. Rico, I can focus on don't ask me about no concussion. I'm focusing on my artist and I'm like, oh my God. I don't like it was just a bad look.
It's that old adage, perception is reality.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And I don't want to stick on it too long. The last topic, y'all, coaches. Let's talk about these coaches, man. I'm gonna start with my Cowboys family because I'm pretty sure if they put him in the ring with Garrett, he'd probably give him a couple roundhouses. So let's go through these coaches, y'all. My first question, my Cowboys family. Is the pressure on Garrett because of is more pressure on Garrett because of the whole wide receiver shakeup, or is it more pressure because of 9-7?
You mean 8-8, right?
8-8. You know. I know it's 8-8.
I'm starting right with the coach right off the bat. Not saving Garrett's season. He's average. He's given us four average seasons. I think Garrett's on the hot seat because of Jason Garrett. I think that I think Garrett has shown himself to be. Listen, I agree with T.O. what he said today. All right, but his words are the truth about Jason Garrett. Who's been saying it? You guys have been saying it. The fans, us on YouTube here, us YouTubers. I mean, our first video, I said it with fiance. We want to cut Jason Garrett. What the frick is he still doing on the team? So again, this is a thing that we've all known. Look, of course, it's the whole thing about who you're going to replace him with, and you're just overhauling a whole coaching staff. What the hell we do this year? We cut off basically everybody but Gary Brown, running backs coach. Marinelli on defense, Lenahan on offense, and Garrett, and maybe a guy here and there. And then we brought in Chris Richard and then a bunch of other guys. My point is that we overhauled our coaching staff already. It's prepared to be replaced. You see, that's why I think Garrett is on the edge of getting knocked out. And I think the receiver situation with Dez is a reason why. I think that Skandrick calling him out. I think Bryce Butler calling him out and saying these routes have become too easy. Just as a team, as a coaching team, I think Garrett's the leader of this. He said on All or Nothing, he's the one that said it. He said this is a Jason Garrett. Yeah, he took acknowledgement that he's messing up. It was a S pile by Jason Garrett, and he took the blame. But did he do anything to adjust to it? In 7 freaking years, has he adjusted? Has he really adjusted? And I haven't seen a damn thing. And I don't care if they got a whole new coaching staff. Maybe some of them stay. But I don't know. I do not like Garrett. I think he's on the hot seat. And again, however you want to say hot seat or not, I think that whether it's this year, next year, he's out of there unless we win a Super Bowl, and then we'll be celebrating with Garrett.
I think that I don't think he is on the hot seat. I think.
Oh my God, bro! I'm gonna leave, bro.
I don't care. Leave. This is my opinion. If you like it or not, you can leave. But check this out. This is my opinion.
That's the dumbest life.
Listen, he's not on the hot seat. They hit the refresh button on the coaching staff. Okay.
Did I tell you that he's almost out though?
They brought in new coaching staff. Okay. They hit the refresh button on the assistants, and so that's going to bring in like a whole different. Because what was working in the past obviously wasn't working. So with this coaching staff in place, the new coaching staff, now whether they make like 15 changes, now it's like almost like a refresh for Jason Garrett and Jerry Jones's mind. Okay, so I think that I like the Chris Richard move was probably like Rod Marinelli said, it was the best move we made. I like how they promoted guys in the system. They probably would been wanting to do this and that and the other, and they couldn't do it because it wasn't their position to do it. So now they're in the position to do it, and who knows? It might work, and that's why I don't think Garrett's on the hot seat, because if Jason Garrett goes 10-6 or more wins, he's not leaving anywhere.
That doesn't mean he's not on the hot. Okay, 1980. What you think, man? What's is there a magnifying glass on Garrett this year?
It should be. Garrett should have been on the hot seat. Hell, the front office should have been on the damn hot seat. I wish they would be on a damn hot seat. It should be though. I mean, but knowing our front office, knowing Jerry Jones and how they make friends with people. See, that's why you don't mix friends with pleasure, because it's hard to let go of what's not working anymore. When you got your homeboy in there, you can't really just part ways with him, because that's your homeboy. Y'all got history together. You got years together. So that's why you don't mix friends with business or business with pleasure or whatever. I think he should be on the hot seat after this, depending on how this season turns out. I think it's time for a new look. It's time for a change. We're making all these other changes. Why not make it to the head honcho? Jason Garrett hasn't really just shown us anything. The 2014 and 2016 saved him, literally saved him. He got Coach of the Year because of our players. And DJ, I say it best. That's why our players have to outplay the coaching staff this coming up season. Because we still, even we got a couple of new coaches here and there, but we still got the same coordinators and the same head coach who make the final shots on the plays that are being dished out, in game time. So players gonna have to outplay the coaches, and I hope Garrett is on the hot seat. He should be, but we don't know. That wacky front office we got, man. Who knows?
Oh man, game changer. What you think, man?
Man, he should have been on the hot seat, man. He had 10+ years to get us a ring, you know what I'm saying? So this season, and then he shows us multiple times that he can't adjust. How do you expect a tackle to practice for 2 days and be prepared for the game? You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid stuff like that. So he finally got the players that he wanted, you know what I'm saying? That fits Lanahan's scheme, his scheme, all that. So he got Dez released. He got Ridden retired. Romo is gone. So you got the players you want. And let's see what you do. If you fail, goodbye.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
That's how I feel. Pretty much my thing with Garrett is Jerry Jones, mediocrity is what Jerry Jones has accepted over the past 15 years. He accepted a lot of mediocre things because the money hasn't been mediocre. The money has been A1, but everything else has been mediocre. And it's always green over everything. So we could talk about every 8-8 season we ever had. Long as that stadium fill up on Sunday, long as those ratings come in on Sunday, Jerry Jones is okay. Those things haven't dropped. See, last year was an embarrassment to the league. Last year was an embarrassment. Last year, what happened when the Giants and the Cowboys game got knocked out of the primetime spot and pushed down to noon? See, that's when Jerry Jones' money got affected. Both of our teams were playing so bad, we got knocked out. They took us out of the primetime spot and put the Vikings there. And that's when Jerry was like, hold up. See, now it's affecting my bottom line. See, that's when things get crazy. When it affect that bottom line. Everything is okay. We never every 8 and 8 season. Jerry Jones, what did he say? Jason Garrett is the guy. He is the guy for this team. He never said he's the guy that's gonna get us to the Super Bowl. He just said he is the guy. He is the coach. That's what Jerry Jones has said. Him and Stevie Jones, they have said it over and over and over. That's what he said. They always it's like, you know, when they used to hang the food over in front of a damn horse head to keep him walking. That's what he did to us. He kept us coming back. He kept the rating stayed up. The stadium stayed goddamn full every Sunday, or whatever night the game was on. Biggest ratings, most packed stadium, Thanksgiving. Jerry made his damn money. He always it's like having a goddamn club and your DJ to whack some bitch in there, but it fill up every Sunday. What you gonna find for you?
Everybody coming.
Everybody's still coming.
There you go.
Business is still good.
Brand.
So that's what's the problem. But last year, we got knocked out the primetime spot in that second game versus the goddamn Giants. It was an embarrassment. The Dallas Cowboys knocked out of the primetime spot. Since when does that happen? And when that happened, it touched him. It hurt him. He like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I'm telling you, Jason Garrett has a magnifying glass on him this year. You got new receivers. And football news, you said we refreshed the coaches. We refreshed every coach except for the ones that fucked us, that made us 9-7.
Exactly.
And that was
we still got the same.
We refreshed everything but what made us 9-7. And that was Gary Linehan. Bad play calling. Not giving the Zeke the ball when we want to. Not giving Dak the proper help we wanted to. Telling Chaz Green, oh, you're going to knock it out Sunday, buddy, because he held off Taco on 3 plays at practice. So the coaches that needed refreshing are still there smiling. So ain't no
all these coaches, all these new coaches that we got
refreshed didn't get refreshed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous. That's like having a damn oil leak but going changing your tires. That's not gonna fix it.
Right.
So I think
like all these new coaches that we do have, they don't have the power yet.
Exactly.
They don't have the power yet. They don't have the power. And my dad said years ago, long time ago. And I used to look at him like he was crazy when he said this. And y'all might look at me crazy after I get through saying this. He said, the way to get at Jerry Jones is the fans stop going to them games. That's what they did. That's what they did back after Starbuck. Mm-hmm. He's like, when we was in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, when we were the laughing stock of the league. It's just history repeating itself. That's all it's doing. But see, Jerry has made that brand so popular that we can't. It's a habit now. It's a habit. We got to get it. When we wake up in the morning, we're thinking about the Cowboys. We're thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. Each and every one of us on this damn line right now, when we wake up in the morning, we turn on the news, we get on our phones, we get on our computers, and we seeing what update, what can I talk about today? Oh, what kind of video can I make out today? Because Jerry Jones has designed it. And whether we like it or not, he's designed us. He's designed each and every last one of us on this panel right now. That's why we're on this panel talking about the Cowboys, because he's designed that brand through mediocrity. He noticed he can steal. Man, my dad said years ago, if you stop going to them games and stop supporting them assholes, he said, and they look and them seats are empty with people with paper bags on their heads. He'll sing a song then. And then what did he do? Went out and got the best coach, Jimmy Johnson, brought all that talent in here, won 3 Super Bowls. Should have been 4 or 5. But now he got us now. And we'll never, just like a barber, when a barber cuts your hair, like I got clients, that come to my shop. Hey man, you gonna be there this weekend? If Will ain't gonna be there, I ain't gonna be there. I got you now. I cut your hair real good, so you gonna keep coming back. You're gonna keep coming back. And we're dumb enough to do it. We're dumb enough. We fall for it every year. Season start, because we love the game. We love the sport. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, because we love football. But we're dumb enough to keep coming back and keep supporting the Dallas Cowboys, because that's just what we're bred to do. That's how we're bred to. That's how we are. It's in our nature. Our parents and their parents were Cowboy fans. So, it's just in us to be that way. And he knows that. That's why They not losing a dime. They okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're losing, they're okay, man. They're okay with losing. They got smiles on their faces. They go in their golf courses and get out of their yachts and helicopters and mansions and stuff. And they're not losing. We are. We're losing. And they're like, oh, they're just fans. They'll be back. You don't care. Motherfucker don't care about us, dog. You think you care about us? No. You got to care about your people first. You got to win the crowd. Once you win the crowd, it's like old boy on the movie Gladiator said, well, you got to win the crowd. Once you win the crowd, you're good. You got to care about your people first. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody. If you go to McDonald's and you get some bad service, you ain't gonna go back for a while. You be like, oh fuck that! He got my damn order wrong. I got food poison. I ain't going back there. I ain't been back to CC's Pizza. I got food poison. I ain't been back there in years. I mean, you get what I'm saying? It's a rotation, man. They lost it somewhere. And Jason Garrett is their puppet, and he's just in there. They plugged him in, and he's okay. Like you say, Jason Garrett's our guy. He's like, yeah, he's your guy. He ain't our guy. I don't even like his dumb ass. He ain't my guy. I don't even like him. Shit, I don't like him, dog. I don't like Garrett. Like, Garrett can't coach. All them guys that they got in there, coordinators, I don't like neither one of them. Ain't nothing you can say good about any one of them because they all suck. But that's who Jerry Jones wants in there. So it's out of our hands. All we can do is hope and pray and wish that they, lose long enough so we can. But hell, I thought 23 years was long enough. I thought 23 years was long enough, but I guess it's not. But that's what. Hey, guys, just think about what I just said. I mean, look, this is what we're representing. This is what we're representing. Everybody on here making videos and doing this and doing that, and this is what we're representing, man. And hopefully, just hopefully they'll get better. Hopefully.
Good shit, man. Good shit. One more coach. I'm going to talk about one more coach. Game changer. What you said you think he on the hot seat? Football News said no. My Cowboy family said yes. 1980 said he hate him. Last topic, man. I got to ask about this guy because this guy is really like the guy that I look at on the sideline and just want to punch him in his fucking nose. My Cowboys family, how much faith do you have in Scott Linehan to do the right thing with our team this year?
This is the killer question here, man. This is the killer because I think our fate, unfortunately, lies in his hands. I think we have the talent. I think we have the abilities in these players. We have the depth now. Finally, front office or not, hate him or not, they brought in some good depth on the offensive line. We got stronger there. We got the right draft for that line. So they're working with the strength. They're trying to do something different. At least they're doing something different. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. We'll see this year. But I mean, yeah, Linehan is the thing that scares me because if he does not go to what works for this team and wants to go what works for him, I think it's going to be a difficult season for us. And it scares me because that's why he brought in these receivers. You see, these receivers, the reason we have the Allen Hurns, the Michael Gallup, that's why we have Beasley there still. Somebody in that slot. We have, we're going to have T. Will, Noah Brown. We'll see Deontay Thompson. We'll see who makes it. Maybe Cedric Wilson gets in there. My point is, if Rico Gathers comes through, I think that's a big, big red zone advantage we're going to have. That might change the game if Rico can produce like we all hope he does. I don't want to put all the eggs in one basket. I'm not counting on that. But the way the offense is built, if we go 10 personnel package on offense and we have one running back, whether it be Zeke or Tavon Austin, and we spread out our receivers, I think if Linehan does that, that's what I think he's going to do. It's going to help Dak be able to run in an RPO situation. It's going to help Zeke run against, basically, it's going to be 5 or 6 on 7. So you can't put 8 in the box if you run that kind of personnel. So if Linehan, and that's what I'm thinking that Linehan did that, but not with the Cowboys, but he did that with the Lions a little bit more often than he was there. So let's see with this move with Tavon Austin, with this move on the offensive line to help not only run protection, run blocking, but also pass protection. I'm hopeful that Linehan can maybe kind of see some of the good things he did in 2016 when he was more conservative. I believe and just ran the ball more often, even if you knew they were running. They didn't care. They're running anyways. You can't stop the Cowboys offensive line or Zeke if we just run the damn ball. Yeah, a couple times you stop us here. I know you can't run us into the ground. We can't run them into the ground, but I think that that's the way you win these games. It was proven in 2016, and we went away from it. So if we're going to go away from it and we're going to go Lanahan's way, I think we're set up to maybe succeed the best with what he's brought in with these receivers, the style of offense he's going to run. Maybe he did put in the best pieces for him. But he knows that his ass is on that hot seat, and that I can guarantee 100% because he's gone this year if we have another 8-8 type year. Guaranteed. Case closed. Mic drop.
1980, with all the new pieces we got as far as receivers, you thought Dez should have been gone. You felt he was hurting our team. Dez is gone. We got rotational offensive line. Flemings. We drafted second round. Connor Williams, who's very athletic. Tyron Smith says he's going to be healthy. Do you trust Lanahan to do the right thing with Ezekiel Elliott back?
I trust the players to do the right thing. Hopefully, I can't stand Lanahan. I trust them. I trust the players, man. That's all I can really say, man. I gotta trust the players. I'm really hoping the players coach themselves this season, and from as long as we got them in there, because that's the only way we're going to win games. That's the only way we're going to show aggression. Aggression and progression on both sides. Well, I think on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. But I can't trust him. He's just too. I can't do it, man. I got to go with the players being able. Obviously, the players have to be coached and run plays and yada yada yada. But execution is my thing this year. Whatever play is being called, execution has to be made. Good execution.
Okay. Football news. How much do you trust Lanahan?
I don't trust Lanahan at all.
Wow.
Never liked Lanahan. I mean, last year, the guy looked lost, trying to find the right play to call on national television. It just pissed me off. Like he was just standing there like a deer in the headlights. I think that he had just. I wish he was. I don't know. I just don't like Lanahan, guys.
Okay, I got you.
Same answer.
Go to you. Before we go to you, Game Changer, my Cowboys family has a question on his side, and you can go ahead and ask it, brother.
I have a whole bunch here. I don't know which one you referring to one, or are you just saying that there's a? You
can the closest one you see, whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah. No, okay, because I had a couple earlier. Let me see here. Let me go back to it here. Give me one moment, guys. I gotta go find it.
Farmer D said, I guess I pronounced that right. Garrett was a QB coach in Miami for 1 year and then came to Dallas to help out Romo in 2007. What is he known for? Game changer. Basically, you can ask two questions for you, Game Changer. Do you trust Lanahan? And what the hell is Jason Garrett known for?
Oh, God. I'm only gonna answer the Lanahan one. Lanahan is straight up garbage. He calls the same plays. He's straight up predictable, man. Like it's like BS, bro. Like even Dez said it. You know what he said? You know what's coming, and we still. I'm gonna leave that part out. But he said, you know what's coming. So what that means? He calls the same. He calls the same exact plays. Defense is figuring that out. And what happens to the offense?
Damn, Lanahan, you don't trouble, guys. No love on this channel.
We're in trouble, guys.
No love.
Before you get into your question, my Cowboys fan, I'm gonna say this. Lanahan is so basic. He's afraid of defense that has a reputation. Even with Ezekiel Elliott in there, he's afraid of defenses with reputations in the red zone. You got the most powerful offensive line, and you got the best running back in the field, and you are afraid to put the ball into one hand. And we saw that versus Seattle. He's very afraid. And like 1980 has been saying, if this team don't outplay the coaches, we're in trouble. 2014 we did, 2016 we did. Garrett won. Yeah. Garrett, Zeke, and Dak won Garrett Coach of the Year. And that's all I got to say about that. You can go to your question. Cowboys.
Yeah, I have two of them here, so I'll ask both real quick, and I guess I could answer them real quick and then pass them on to you guys. So the first one is by Caballero 1152. He says, "Ask the roundtable. Do you think that if Butler kept his mouth shut, he would be the starting ex wide receiver?" Good question there. And then TL White says, "Does Rico make it out of training camp?" Which I believe Rico. I think he will. You ask for my opinion. I think he will make it out of training camp. I hope that he'll become. Hope he could develop into that receiving tight end. And we're looking for that red zone threat. I think he could be that for us because there is really no other red zone threat in the air. So, and as far as the first question with Butler, I think that I think Butler is always better than T. Will. I think it was a mistake that the way they made that deal last year for T. Will for long term and Butler for 1 year.
I wanted to keep Barry Church, man.
Yeah, he was good too, but you see, he's a big hole missing. Another person said earlier, do you think we'll sign any veterans before the start of the season? I do think we will, and I just hope it's not just like a third string depth, competition guy. I hope it's someone like a Navarro Bowman or like a Trey Boston or someone like that.
It's gonna be somebody third. It's gonna be some third.
That's the
loser.
Problem.
That's what's
because think about it. When we last year, what did we do when we needed help? Justin Martin. Anyways, let me get off there because I can go on dates about the type of people we signed. Rico Gathers.
We didn't even play Justin Lillard though. That's my thing. Why get him if you don't play him?
Just think about it. When we need help, we get guys like Justin Lillard, and Benny Ben-Wickery.
But think about it. Justin Lillard didn't even get to play.
You know what I'm saying? But back to the questions. If Rico Gallows is focused and he's taking football serious, I think he's going to be one of those big tight ends in the red zone. That not calling him Gronk, not calling him nobody else, but there is no DB in the league that can jump with him. You cannot do nothing with Rico. He is so tall. This guy, his dominance in college was getting rebounds, jumping up to a 10-foot goal, getting rebounds. If he's focused, man, you're going to have to double him in the red zone, which is going to make somebody else open. He's going to be that red zone threat that we're probably going to miss out of Dez.
I agree. I mean, I think that Rico is a key in the red zone. And again, I don't know about his blocking. See, that's where I think we'll have trouble. But
Can he take a hit? Can he take a hit?
He has to be able to take a hit, or at least he's going to take some hits. He can't just every play can't be a touchdown, So my thing is this: I see J Farm says that 80% of our offense was base 11 personnel, which means one running back and one tight end, because we had Jason Witten. That's why I say 10 personnel, because that means no tight end and one running back. And I think that we're going to actually become a team that can run or pass out of a passing style offense, which is Lenahan. That's Lenahan. And I don't know. I'm hopeful on that side of things. I just wish we could sign ourselves on defense a solid depth linebacker like a Navarro Bowman, and a solid depth safety, strong safety, be specific, or whichever, like a Vaccaro, or I wish Eric Reed. That's not going to happen. Or Trey Boston, or TJ Ward, even any of these guys. I know we had Blanton, but he's garbage compared to these other guys. Are a little better than him. Just for depth, veteran depth, I think that's a major thing, at least in training camp. Let's see what happens with these guys. But I don't think it's a major, we're not losing a lot by signing 2 or 3 veterans on the defense just to keep things together. Guys that have been there before, just in case, Jason Garrett. Adjustments, Jason Garrett.
1980. What you got on Rico, brother? What you got?
Rico Gathers. Y'all know how I feel about Rico Gathers. Everybody's made some good points about him. Can he take a hit? Can he, stay healthy? Hopefully he can do both. I agree with you. I think he will be an unstoppable force at that tight end position in the red zone or what have you. He's 6 feet forever, and he can jump. He can, he can do it all. He showed a lot last year in the preseason. Obviously, he got hurt, so he wasn't able to show too much towards the end of the preseason. But I hope he can be our starting tight end. I'm looking forward to him being the starting tight end, like seriously. But I'm just a little concerned about his toughness, being able to stay healthy. But I agree. I like Rico. I think he'd be all
right. Football news. What you see in Rico, man?
I've only seen Rico in the preseason playing against third string linebackers. And then that's just what it is. I wouldn't pencil Rico in as a starter yet. I got to see more from him. I don't think he's proven anything in the National Football League to deserve a starting spot automatically. Guys like Jeff Swain, Blake Jarwin, Dalton Shorts, people that's been playing that position their whole lives, I think they deserve a shot more than Rico. I think Rico has to earn it.
You think Dalton Shorts deserve a spot over Rico?
Absolutely. Because what has Rico proven? He hasn't played football since 8th grade. He hasn't proved anything. I think we got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid here. I think we got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid here just because he's a big guy. Big guys, it can make or break him. I mean, look at Megatron. His career got cut short because he's a big guy. But I think Rico needs to prove himself. I wouldn't pencil him in as a starter just yet. He hasn't proved anything.
Well, you got to give him the chance to, right?
Yeah, exactly. He has to earn it. And under my depth chart, Rico is last because what has he proved except playing against first-string linebackers?
How does he earn it if he can't get a chance? Scots and all of them. Wales, what did they prove? All I see is blocking tight ends. This is all I see.
Because Rico hasn't played football since 8th grade. I mean, come on, guys, quit drinking the Kool-Aid here. I think you're matching I think you're looking at the body. I think you're looking at the name, and you close your eyes and you're going on vacation with Rico. He hasn't proven anything in the National Football League.
I agree with you. He hasn't done anything yet, but I mean, you have to look at him as why are we keeping him? There's a reason why. We're developing him and hopeful that he's going to be that receiving tight end.
Right, but I don't know. I just don't want another Kayvon Frazier hit him in the mouth and then he crumbles like a cookie. He has to. He needs the durability. He has to step up. I wouldn't pencil him as a starter because he hasn't proved anything yet.
Let me say this. So you now I think we're all going off assumption here. Now, Rico, to me, as far as a tight end with the build, he has the perfect build, the height, everything that I would want the athleticism that I would want my tight end to be. Jason Witten lost that athleticism years ago. Jason Witten turned into a blocking 7 to 9 tight end. We're looking for a new hybrid tight end, a new day and age tight end that can go down the field, catch long passes, like all these tight ends that are doing in the NFL now. And that's what we visualize Rico to be. Now, you're right. Rico does have to earn that. We know that. We're not stupid. Nobody's in elementary school here. What we're saying is that's who we want in there. Now, if other guys can show better athleticism than Rico and do the things that he was better than he was doing last preseason, and they win the job, more power to them. But right now, I think Rico will be the best man for the job. He still has to fight for that job, but I think he is the best fit for that job. Now, like Game Changer just said, all those other tight ends you just named, the guy that just drafted from college, I don't know how he went over Rico, but he hadn't stepped a damn foot or a toe on the football field yet. And all these other guys, Swain, they're blocking tight ends. I haven't seen anybody that can go up and catch the ball. Witten hadn't been an athletic tight end since 2014. If you really want to get technical, Witten has just been a safety net 7 to 9 tight end guy. Bottom line, Witten was washed up years ago. They just kind of kept him alone just for reassurance for Dak and Romo. That was it. Witten was no longer athletic after the 2013-14 season, if you want to get technical about it. Now the NFL is full of hybrid tight ends now that are Rico's style. You get what I'm saying? So now you can talk about the injury and, he got hit. Can he take a hit? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We're all wondering that. We're all hoping that. But I can't see a college guy that haven't stepped foot. I don't even know this dude. I've never seen him play. I really don't give a damn about him until he can show me otherwise, until he can grasp my attention. I'm not going to ride the nuts of a college player that I've never seen They haven't shown me anything unless it's Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson or Earl Campbell or Michael Irvin or Jerry Rice or somebody like that. But until the end, I'm not going to ride the nuts of a college player that has not stepped a damn toe or ball hair on the fucking field over Rico Gathers. I'm just not going to do that unless he get in. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I hope if he can, prove me wrong. But right now,
Dalton Shorts played a professional style offense at Stanford.
Man, but it wasn't NFL. I don't give a damn what kind of style it was.
How many number one linebackers and safeties have Rico win against in the preseason?
How many have Dalton Schultz win against?
Right.
But right now, on paper, I'm telling you guys, in my opinion, Dalton is better than Rico.
We'll see.
Blocking tight end.
We're talking about a football player that hasn't played since 8th grade.
I like how you say don't drink the Kool-Aid, but you drinking their Kool-Aid. I like how it's a double standard. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
You can't pick and choose. Dallas Cowboys football news. You can't pick and choose the Kool-Aid you want to drink. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But you're picking and choosing because Dalton Schultz has not gotten more than 4 catches and over 50 yards in his entire career in college. Right. He hasn't proven shit.
And how many has Rico gotten?
Oh my God!
In a regular season game,
they both got to prove it.
Why he hasn't played a regular season game?
By the way, it's not short.
What I heard was, I hope Rico's my starting tight end. That's what I heard.
Schultz got him beat on the blocking, but doesn't. But right now, receiving wise, Rico is the better receiving tight end from what we've seen.
Rico against a number one free safety, strong safety, or linebacker. Rico ain't. Until he proves me wrong, I don't see Rico. I mean, come on now.
So Dalton Schultz can handle a number one safety.
There you go. Exactly. You can say the same thing the other way.
You're talking about a guy that was using basketball moves to block defensive linemen.
That's good. Did it work? Did it work? Come on now.
He's not the best blocker, but he used those same basketball moves in the end zone to get touchdowns. Yeah, against whatever. But I think
let me ask you something.
His catching ability versus Schultz's catching. Schultz, not Schultz.
Wait.
Schultz's catching ability.
So it's kind of double standard.
He has to earn it. He has to earn it.
So you telling me? So what about Antonio Gates? Are you forgetting about Antonio Gates, my guy? Are you forgetting about Julius
Antonio Gates proved
it.
Hello. Antonio Gates is one of the best tight ends ever played the game.
I know that. So are you forgetting what he's? Are you? No. That's not my point. You twisted my words. My point is, do you not get where he started from? He played basketball in college, came in the league, and became one of the best tight ends.
Rico's gonna be the next Antonio Gates. I got it.
A lot of tight ends.
I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying just give him a chance. Antonio Gates got a chance. You try to twist people's words. Stop twisting my words.
I'm giving him a chance by saying he has to earn it. But he's on my depth chart. He's 4th. That's what it is.
You think Schultz earned it over? You think Schultz earns it over Rico in the offseason, the training camp? Is what you're thinking?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
All right. We disagree.
Rico has multiple NFL touchdowns. I don't give a damn if preseason, postseason, whatever. He has multiple NFL touchdowns, and Dalton Schultz don't have. Don't you know? Jeff Swain been in this damn league since 2015 and has 0 touchdowns. Because that's not his job to be a number one tight end. That's why
nope.
0 touchdowns. It's not going to be Dalton Schultz's job to be a number one tight end. That's why every damn highlight you see is him helping on the run. That's his job. We talking about who's going to do what Wynn job was, get yardage, be that invisible guy on that field, be that guy that might catch that ball. That's going to be either Rico Gathers. It's not going to be Dalton Schultz because that's not his game. I don't give a damn. He played NFL style. NFL style my ass. Rico played NFL with nothing behind it. Preseason or not. I don't care if he's a number one. It don't matter if he didn't go against a number one. How many goddamn times has Jason Wynn scored on a person who wasn't a number one corner or a number one safety? It doesn't matter. Right. It's about being able to catch that ball downfield. It's about making a play. You're still playing against an NFL player. That's what
rotation. They rotate all the time. Remember they rotate. So you don't know who's you don't know who's starting. You're like, oh shit, who's starting for that? Because they rotate in the NFL now. It's rotation.
I mean, the Dallas Cowboy Football News. I mean, you said about him using his blocking techniques off of basketball, but when he's in the end zone and scored against these backup second, third string safeties and corners, he was using his basketball skills out there in the end zone. His height, his boxing out. I'm just saying, you got to look at the good and bad, and you can see that he's got to be given a chance, just like Dalton Schultz has to. And one's going to be one's going to be more of a blocker. Rico has a lot to learn at blocking, but we have 3 blocking tight ends. We don't need a blocking tight end. We need a receiving tight end. That's why the pressure is on Rico. We need Rico to hopefully come out and beat everybody out for that starting tight end. We have to hope that, because you got Jeff Swain as your number 1 receiving tight end. We're fucked.
But wait a minute, don't you want your tight ends? Okay, who on this panel does not want their tight end 6'8", 6'9", reach over everybody, and athletic at the same time? Who doesn't want that? Please tell me now.
We all do.
You get me? I mean, don't you want that? I mean, if you got something personal against Rico, that's between you and whoever. But I mean, I think I would want my tight end that would use his basketball knowledge to out leap everybody to get that ball on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9 or 4th and whatever, 4th and goal, or if we decide to go for it. I mean, hey man, it is what it is, dog. It's just the writing on the wall. I think Rico's the best fit for the new style of tight end that we've been lacking for years.
And I think so too. I think Rico is that big physical guy that if he take this game serious can be a real threat for the Cowboys. He can be a real threat for any team that we play. Rico is a very big guy, and hey, he played basketball. This guy, he made a living out of jumping and getting the ball back. He made a living out of getting possessions. Basketball, it doesn't matter. It's going to translate better now because now he get a running start with a jump. And when you get a running start, you jump higher versus just standing there on the goal jumping. A running damn start up the field and leaping off the ground. Man, please. I agree with you, bro. He got to earn it. I'm not on no Rico bandwagon. I'm not drinking no Rico Kool-Aid. Right. I'm not doing none of that. I'm giving my opinion. And like 1980 said, the writing is on the wall. Look at this dude physique. This is the physique you wanted a tight end. We drafted Rico to catch the ball. We drafted Dalton Schultz clearly to help in the running game. Jeff Swain, Jeff Swain has no touchdown because that's not his job. If they're not going to get no tight end, they are looking for Rico to do that. That's a fact. They're looking for Rico.
We run a 2 tight end set. We run a 2 tight end set anyway, so a lot of them, both of them, gonna get a lot of playing time. So it is what it is.
If we have weak tight ends, if they end up in training camp being weak, then you gotta look. That's what I'm saying. You gotta look for that 10 personnel. That's where we don't use as many tight ends. You're gonna see less. It's not gonna be all the time. We're gonna use less tight ends in our offensive formations and packages, and that's gonna be a helpful thing in the sense that we don't have to throw in these tight. If Rico doesn't come through, doesn't prove it, which I agree with you guys. I think we all agree they all have to prove it, not just Rico, but so does Dalton Schultz has to prove it too. So. Whoever takes the starting role, if they cannot be a force for us in the passing game, we're going to have to think about maybe going into, because they're going to start loading up the box. We're going to have to start spreading out 4 receivers, no tight ends, and 1 running back. And I think if we do that, it's a 10 personnel package. I mean, when you start putting in 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, they start putting 8, 9 in the box. And we don't have that Des Bryant that can take it the one-on-one in the corner now. He's not on single coverage. So we don't have that anymore. So that's why we got to spread it out, and then we can now throw, we can run Dak, we can run Zeke. There's so many things you can do. And if the tight ends are faltering, you know what I'm saying? And I think even we can run 2 running backs, meaning Olawale in there too. We forget about him. He could be a secret little tight end as a fullback out of the backfield. So we could be running 20 personnel package and still, I think, spread out the defense.
Yeah. Good point, dog. Good point. Real good point.
Well, like I did said, football news. I agree. He has to earn it, but he's definitely not at my damn bottom of the list of tight ends. The rookie is definitely at the bottom.
He's in mine. He's in mine. I'm telling you.
If Dalton Schultz had at least 1 or 2 NFL touchdowns, I would agree with you. But he hasn't even touched the field So I can't agree with you, bro, but you entitled to your opinion. Now, it's all good, man. It's all good. I just think Dalton Schultz is a better blocker than Rico because that's what his game was based around. That's what they used him for at Stanford, and I think that's what caught the Cowboys out. He's good up the field. He's good, man. Blocking is his thing. Catching the ball, not so much. Because if it was, it's clear that he would have way more touchdowns than 5 in 3 years. So, just my opinion. All in all, man, look, I want all the Cowboys players to do good, and I'm not gonna sit here and bash one of them just to make a point. So, with that being said, I want everybody that we expecting to play to have a good season. I want Rico to be that big tight end threat. He's tall like Gronk and all them other guys, man. We got a chance here to have a tight end, to have that secret weapon that these other teams have. Like, man, it's rare. It's rare. It's very rare in the NFL that a quarterback has a go-to tight end. You can probably name 3 or 4 teams with that, maybe 5. There's only a couple that got that big tight end that they know is going to get them that first down, they touchdown they need. Maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5, And we can be one of them, man. With the speed with Zeke, these new receivers that are fast, and whoever be a tight end, Rico, I just can't see Jeff Swain. That's never been his job, man. I just can't see it. They wanted to be Rico. Like Will McClay said, all that depends on Rico. So if he focused on football, man, I think you're looking at your starting tight end. And like my Cowboys family say all the time, man, you might not claim nobody a starter on the Dallas Cowboys besides Zeke and Dak. Don't claim nobody a starter. So
in the offensive line.
In the offensive line.
That's true.
Yeah, offensive line, Zeke and Dak. Those are
have we gone through a 2 hour and 24-minute live stream and with Dallas Cowboy Football News we have not mentioned Tavon Austin? Whoops. Oh shoot.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna get on that trash level, bro. I'm not even gonna get on that trash level.
I love it.
Well, that's pretty much it for me. If ain't nobody got no questions, man. I had a good time on here. Another good debate. Like I told y'all, just a little quick thing, man. We love talking football. We can do this shit every day of the week, but we got lives and families, and
Yeah, I was telling the people in the chat that we do this sometimes for 5 hours just for fun.
Yeah, it's good. Like I say,
people in the chat are saying, "How do we have so much to talk about?"
Man, we can go. We talk.
If only they knew. We talk about this crap 24/7.
We do it when we're not on here, between us. So
exactly. So you guys got a glimpse. All everybody in the chat and everybody watching got a glimpse, or watching the replay got a glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes sometimes. This exact thing.
This is exactly what goes on.
That's what it is.
Hold up. One more topic. Let me get this out the way.
We go off for 20 hours.
One more topic. When the hell will Dez Bryant sign with the team?
He signed already with Green Bay?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Dez Bryant, not unemployed. The whole argument is, he still got it. There's 31 other teams looking at Dez Bryant's tape. Don't get me wrong. The Ravens offered him a contract. He turned it down. And Dez Bryant saying it's not about the money. Well, if it's not about the money, the teams would, they wouldn't insult him, giving him a veteran minimum. They'll give him a couple mil, $4 million. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact that he hasn't had another offer just blows my mind. He over there on Twitter talking about, the teams are offering me money, but I'm not taking. You already turned down one, bro. You ain't gonna turn down another because another one ain't coming.
My thing is,
I disagree, man.
We don't know. We don't know what's going on inside the media.
Are you telling me you don't think Dez Bryant will have a job this year?
He'll have a job. He's probably gonna get signed about $2 million. Probably gonna be with Cleveland Browns.
$2 million.
No. He wants to play us twice. That's how disrespectful he is. Y'all still riding his nuts. He wants to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I hope he signs with the team. Get out of here with that. Forget Dez Bryant. He's not a Dallas Cowboy. He's trash. He's washed up, and he's unemployed.
All I'm saying is that he's the enemy until he comes back and retires a Cowboy. He's the enemy until that day.
Who's riding his nuts? What are you talking about?
We still talking about Dez.
Boy.
Oh, I hope he
Oh.
signs with T. I disagree. That still got something in the tank.
Oh boy.
You smoking some?
I don't
Hey,
know.
he gotta be smoking some LL. I don't know, man.
Sherm, it's some Sherm.
Yeah, I don't know what he talk about. Somebody riding somebody else's nuts. I don't know nothing about that type of talk. My Cowboys family. When will Dez Bryant sign?
I mean, I think it's just a matter. I really do think it's more Des Bryant trying to, wait it out, find the right team, right, find the right place. He's going to play. He's going to play for more than $2 million a year, and I think he's going to be. Depending on the team he goes to, I think he'll be pretty productive. Now, will he be as good as he was? I don't think so. Will he still drop passes? I think he will sometimes, and it still be an issue for him. But I think he can still be productive for another team. I disagree with $2 million. That's crazy. There's no way he'll get paid more than that. And I'm just saying he wants a 1-year deal. Baltimore gave him a two-year deal, pretty good contract. He wants a 1-year deal to go out and then prove himself, and then get a huge contract after that long term. So I think he'll get it. I think he'll get it within the month or so. Within a month. Should be no more than that. And I think it's more on his level. Obviously, if he denied a trade, if he denied a contract for whatever reasons he has, he still had the offer. You know what I'm saying? And he obviously is taking his time to pick a place. Now, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, I don't give a damn about Des Bryant anymore in the sense of Dallas Cowboys 2018. That's it. It's not about Des Bryant. It's about Dallas Cowboys. Des Bryant will always be a Cowboy. When he comes back and retires, then congrats to him and retires a Cowboy if he wants to. But until then, he's the enemy. And look, if hopefully he has good years. Not, I don't know. I don't really care. In the end, it's about the Dallas Cowboys and this star. I don't know how, I think that the Dallas Cowboy Football News is doing this writing that he keeps talking about with Dalton Schultz.
Okay. 1980. Will Dez Bryant sign, and will it be for more than $2 million?
Oh yeah, somebody will pick him up. They'll be getting a really good receiver that still has a little bit left in the tank. I think. I think like my Cowboys family just said, it's pretty much up to him. When you got to be careful when you get up in age and you're looking for a home, because you get picky. You tend to get picky because you want to go to a team, and you have that right. You have that right to. There's a grown man. He has a right to play for whoever he wants to play with. But he wants to play with a already ready team that's playoff contending team, maybe even Super Bowl contending team, and that's what a lot of older players like to do. They like to go to teams that at least have a shot, have a good chance, because he wants to retire with a ring on his finger. Hell, who doesn't? But you got to be really careful when you're doing that, because a lot of other teams see that you're doing that. And I always thought that maybe he, half of me kind of thought maybe he should have took that Baltimore gig, because when you get up there in age, not to say he's just that old, but when you get up there, I guess 28, 29, that's old for NFL receivers, I guess, or going into. But I think it turns into, he's no longer an elite superstar receiver. He's maybe a second or third right now. Maybe a second. I think a second. I think it's having a job right now is should be his main concern, is having a job, having, a steady an income, a paycheck, to support his lifestyle that he's living right now. I'm not saying he's going anywhere and blowing his money and everything. That's none of my business. But I think that's what it kind of turns into. He has to really worry about, hey, man, the next offer, you better go ahead and take it, because somebody else, they're not going to offer you. They're going to stop offering you, or even trying to make an attempt, because they know you're going to turn it. You're going to turn it down. But that's what I got on this.
Game changer, man. Who will this brother sign with, and how much will it be?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
There you go.
Okay. What was I gonna say? My thing is, people talk about we don't know his situation behind the media. He could be talking with some teams, he could be throwing some things out, so you never know. I don't know what team he's gonna sign with. I know he's gonna sign with a team that goes against the Cowboys. I'll say that. He wants to get back at the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the way they did him. You know what I'm saying? That's why he wants to get back at them. I think he'll sign for he said he wants veteran minimum, so like the 4 to 6 million range.
You're getting
I'll
low.
say.
You're getting low. There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, he'll probably sign for the 4 to 6 million range. I'll say. I don't know. I just don't know what team he'll sign with. He'll sign with a good quarterback. I say go sign with Drew Brees. That's what I say. Go do sign with him.
Wow. Well, that was pretty much the last topic. Everybody pretty much expressed how they feel. Anybody else got anything else to say? I'm about to really shut it
There's
down.
one topic here. I see my Cowboys family is asking about Tavon Austin and no, I'm messing with you guys. We're good here. We're good on my side.
Before I end, what I will say about Tavon, I think Tavon gonna bring some good things to this team. I'm not gonna wish bad. I'm not gonna wish any fumbles on him because he's with the Cowboys now.
No, I agree. We definitely have to be aware that he will and probably will make some mistakes and fumble, but he might bring some to the house. He might have 6 to 8 touchdowns, and he might have 6 to 8 fumbles. I mean, he might have 6 to 8 touchdowns and 4 to 6 fumbles. Got to take the bad with the good with him, but we'll see what he brings. If anything, if used right in Lenahan's offense, we'll see what he can bring.
Yeah. So with that being said, appreciate everybody for coming through, watching the video. On my side, you can find me on this channel you're watching for the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Drop your channel, bro.
Like you just said, man, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980, guys. Thank y'all for having me. I wasn't gonna get on, but y'all was talking about some good stuff, so I had to hop on and say something. You know, I wasn't able to show up for the round table this last Saturday, so I had to go ahead and get on in.
Yeah.
And kind of make up for that. Been busy, man, just running back and forth and stuff with the house and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for having me, man. I'm about to hit the sack, go to work in the morning. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Make sure y'all check it out. Check out these guys too, man. They got very, very good content, man. And make sure you stay cowboyed up because you never know what the day is gonna bring you. All right.
It is game changer. Drop it, bro. We can't hear you. It's like you're laying down with a pillow. Can't hear you.
Hello.
There you go.
Okay. My channel is Game Changer. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can find me for all the Cowboys news. You know what I'm saying? I don't say nothing at all. I just let my videos do the talking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just check that out and subscribe to everybody else.
And last but not least, wait, 2 more. My bad. My Cowboys family, drop it.
No, what's up, guys? Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for what's streaming on our side as well. So, guys, thank you to the fans out there who are watching this in the chat and DJ's fifth quarter Cowboys chat, guys. Of course, all the links are below. Sub up to all these guys. This is the crew here, and we do these roundtables, of course, Saturday, but today was like a little special, obviously 2.5 hour discussion. So. It was a lot of great topics, a lot of good fan interaction. We appreciate every single one of you guys out there, and special thanks to you guys to do your stuff, guys. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, notification bell, Twitter, on My Cowboys Family, and all these channels. And of course, we're gonna be back again. Daily Cowboy news right here, YouTube. That's where we primarily, report from. So we'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll be back on for the roundtable on Saturday and beyond. So much love, guys, and of course, never forget, go Cowboys.
And finally, my brother, Dallas Cowboy football news.
You know what's crazy? I didn't do my intro. I got to do it real quick. That's bad juju right there.
Let it rip.
What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. Find me on Dallas Cowboy football news on YouTube and on Facebook. Shout out to Leo. He helps run the Facebook page. He's pretty much my manager over there on Facebook. So all the credit in the world to Leo for that Facebook page over there. I tried to have him come out to the draft, but he had other plans and couldn't make it out there. I was going to buy his room and everything for all the hard work he puts on the Facebook page. But yeah, guys, that's what it is. And trust me, man, when I believe in something, when I say it, I don't backpedal. I can't backpedal. I think my pride and my arrogance is too big for it. So I got to stick to my guns and stick to what I believe in. And if I say it, I believe it. And that's just what it is. That's what you get from me. And but thanks for having me on, Crown J. Shout out to everybody that came in. It was a nice show. a very consistent show. Sometimes I might throw some stuff. Just y'all throwing bait and I'm throwing a fishing lure. I'm just a different guy. Like I said, I like to stick to my guns, and half the time I'm right. So I mean that's all I got. Hey, that just makes sense, right? But if I'm wrong, I'll eat a nice plate of crow ass. But that's all I got. It's been your Dallas Cowboy football news. Cowboy Nation, peace.
Yeah, we about to roll. Thank y'all. We'll be back Saturday for the roundtable, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through on both channels. Subscribe to everybody on here, man. We about to be out here, y'all. Thank y'all.